Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Tabletop Toki here, and today we have another exciting unboxing of one of my most expensive games I think I've ever purchased, courtesy of our sponsor, Noble Knight Games. If you haven't checked them out already, they're a friend of the channel, and they directly support what it is we do here. Without them, I wouldn't be able to bring you awesome games like this to share on this unboxing stream or monthly plays, all that good stuff. So I'm really excited to jump into this and tell y'all a little bit more about the game and how this came to be. Before we do that, we're gonna do a little bit of a, a soft opener with some smaller games that I got from our friends over at DVC Games and ButtonShy Games. So I'm gonna move this giant box off to the side here, and we'll get to that in one moment. Alrighty, so we have some smaller games here, one from DVC Games, like I said, and one from ButtonShy Games. So I think we'll start with the ButtonShy game first really quickly. So this is Adventurous. It is, let's double check here. This is a preview copy, by the way, so hence no wallet quite yet. All right, so I believe it is a solo game set in like a maritime kind of scenario. And we have our typical 18 cards. So it looks like on one side we have our ship that we're going to be traveling around with and our different map cards. And on the backs, we have some different like encounters that we might have. So Merfolk, Leviathan, Hydra, Tempest. All of the art on these cards is really, really gorgeous. We have an Aurora. Okay, yeah. This looks really exciting. I love the aesthetic overall. And this like map, I don't know if you can see it. It might be a little bright. There we go. These map cards, they really look like kind of like, I don't know, there's something, childish isn't the right word, but it definitely reminds me of, I think it's like the bright primary colors and the like very simplified iconography. And then with the contrast of like these beautiful illustrations, kind of makes me think of like being a kid, playing pretend, drawing out your map, but then like this is what's going on in your brain as you're going through. So yeah, I'm very excited to delve into this one. I'll be doing a playthrough preview on the channel here shortly, in anticipation of the upcoming Kickstarter. So that's Adventurous from ButtonShy. And then I also have another smallish box game from DVC Games. And this one is one of my most anticipated games for sure. It is a spiritual successor to Rosetta, the Lost Language, which if y'all haven't heard of that, it was one of my most played games of 2023, and still a game that I play very regularly. So we have Signal, and this is a game where you have two or more players. One player is playing as an alien trying to communicate with a group of people, and the people are trying to decipher this alien language. So similar to Rosetta, but I think instead of drawing, we have some different like components that you use to create the quote unquote language that you're trying to communicate in. So there's some deduction in there, some language, emphasis on language, which I find really interesting, but not just words like symbols and things. And that's a huge draw for me. I really, really enjoy games with limited communication, but that are communication based. I love all this art. I should put this actually on the screen. So yeah, we have our little guy here, aliens, and I believe there are different aliens that you can communicate with and different like patterns you can make and things. Okay, so we have that. And then let's see what we have inside. Our very awesome inside box cheat sheet, as DVC Games is one to do. And we have our rules here. So pretty straightforward, it looks like. Back and front, easy peasy. And then we have our different communication tokens. So some wooden discs and cubes, triangles, sticks. We have this like card holder here, some stars. I think those are part of communication as well. Our little cloth play mat. So this is where you're going to be creating the symbols to communicate. And then we have our little ability cards. So it looks like the alien can do some different things at various points along the journey and the dialogue. And then we have some of our aliens here. And let's see, this part is for sure new. Since Rosetta was just pictures and then a symbol. So we learn a little bit about this type of alien, and then we have some different rules of how they can manipulate, it looks like. Yeah, how it can manipulate the symbols. So that seems really cool. I thought that this would be more similar to Rosetta, but it looks like there's quite a bit that's different here. Oh my gosh, and I love the illustrations from Crick's Rose. Very nice. So I'm really excited to delve into this one. I would love to see how it plays and see if it's viable for a live stream where, you know, I could play as the alien and y'all could try to decipher what I'm saying, or maybe we'll do a community challenge on the Discord if it's apt for that. But needless to say, there will definitely be more content about this one coming soon. So stay tuned for that. All right, so we're gonna tuck this back in here, and then we're gonna go ahead to the piece of resistance, the main entree for today, which is this giant box that I have here. I showed it on last night's February tier list stream. I'm so excited. All right, when I get these put away, just put them off to the side here, and then we should be good to go. Oh, looks like, let's see, the connection looks a little spotty. We'll see if, okay, hopefully we should be good now. All right, putting this off to the side, we're gonna delve into this huge, oh my god, this is very large and very heavy. I was not expecting, so it is a single game, a Kickstarter pledge of a single game, so it's got a couple little expansions and things in there. But I was not anticipating that it would be this large or this heavy, which is fair. That's kind of exciting. This is a game that I wanted to back on Kickstarter, but I'm pretty Kickstarter adverse, so I decided against it at the time when the campaign was running, and then kind of regretted it, looked for it on, other sites, but the markup on Kickstarter is so ridiculous. So I did put it on my Noble Knight watch list, and lo and behold, a copy came in of like the full Kickstarter pledge with all the deluxe components and everything, and it was about the same price, if not a little cheaper, than the actual Kickstarter in terms of like converting from euros to US dollars and then factoring in shipping as well. So I got a great deal on this. Huge thanks again to Noble Knight. Like, I can't say it enough. Have loved them since before they were sponsoring the channel, just as a consumer since like 2015, and like now getting to work with them and partner with them to bring cool games like this to y'all and get y'all great deals is pretty awesome. So if anybody has any guesses as to what the game is, let me know. I will give a couple more hints. It's a Euro game, and it has a really cool theme. I think something a little fresh and new. It's got beautiful art from, I believe, Vincent Trade and another artist. But yeah, I'm gonna hit my camera if I try to open this box right here because it's so huge. So I'm gonna move it off to the side, and we'll kind of pull out the pieces as we go. All right. Oh man. Oh yeah, I don't often buy really expensive games, for the record. I think my most expensive game that I ever backed was Dark Souls, and I got everything for it. Again, not because the game is like that amazing, but I really love that IP. It's my favorite video game series. So I just wanted it as a collector's item. I think I spent a pretty penny on Rococo Deluxe from Eagle Griffin Games when they had a sale one time. But other than that, I'm hard pressed to think of a game that, even with expansions, that I've spent like triple digits on or anything. We have some bunny litters incoming. So I'm very, very excited to delve into this one. There are definitely a couple of those bigger, chunkier games that I just absolutely love, and I'm hoping that this will be one of them. It didn't seem like it was too overhyped, and it seemed like a lot of elements that I would enjoy. So I am nervous because I have very high expectations. So we'll see. But okay, so the game is, ooh, there's a playmat. Dang, I didn't even know. But I mean, I guess I should have known as a Kickstarter, right? We have, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Ah. Okay. The unconscious mind. All right, so we have designers Yoma, Zax, and Lasix, and Johnny Pack, with art from Andrew Bosley and Vincent Dutray. And I think that's all of it bundled together, so I can put this down over here. Good, great. Very excited. Okay. So I'm curious if anybody here live has played this, or in the comments if you played it. Let me know and what your thoughts were on it. Like I said, I'm just so excited. It's not very often that I splurge on like a single game, but this one looks right up my alley. And so, like I said, getting a great deal on it through Noble Knight, I was like, dang, you guys, this is it. I literally sent a screenshot to my partner and I'm like, I'm getting this, right? And before he could even respond, it was like in my cart checked out. So just too good of a deal to pass up on. All right. We have, oh, it's like some shiny hollow foil or something on it. And it's raised. Wow, that's fancy. We have our holofoil dream cards as well. And then our playmat. I believe the expansion content comes in the box. I think that was one of the options on the Kickstarter pledge as well. So that it's just a little bit more eco-friendly to save on like shipping and printing more expansion boxes that most people, let's be honest, usually like toss anyway. So let's check out, I don't know, the playmat first. Why not? See what that's about. That's going to be like our main board here. I've heard that this one's a little bit of a chunkier Euro game. Oh, there are multiple playmats in here. What do you know? So we have our main kind of board with the different areas and buildings. And then we have spots around the edges for the different cards that we're going to be placing out. We also have this secondary board, which looks like it's going to be different abilities and things that we can utilize. I like that it's like a table with people sitting around it. I'm curious to find out and see whether the board is in the box as well, and whether that's how the board is, or if that's like a function of the playmat. Yeah. Okay, let's roll this back up and set it off to the side. There's going to be a lot of stuff in this box. Yeah, I would also be curious to know, like, what's the most expensive game that y'all have backed or that you own? Like, what's the game that broke the bank where you're like, yeah, you know what, this is worth it, I need it. And what was your reasoning? Because like I said, for me, it's by far Dark Souls. Like, I spent way too much money on that game, but I am so in love with that IP that I had to have it. It was a lot earlier in my board game career as well, too. And I fully went in knowing, like, hey, this does not look like it's going to be the best board game, but some personal preferences can kind of, you know, give us a bias or supersede quality at times. So I'm going to put the hollow foil cards to the side here for a second. And let's open up this bad boy. This is a thick boy, too. Look at that. I don't know if y'all can see. It's like the width of my head. Jeez. Oh, and we have beautiful art inside, too. Check that out. Love it. Okay. I'm really excited to see you know, as always, more really cool art in the board game world, and especially on some of these chunkier games for sure. I think that's like a huge undertaking to, you know, get quality artists and pay them to make so much art for so much content. So I'm very excited. We have a little ad for Coliseum Ave Titus and just Coliseum. Interesting. All right, good to know. And then we have our rule book here for the base game. Oh, wow, this is like really quality paper as well. I mean, I'm not surprised. And then we have our Nightmares expansion rulebook here too. Less linen finish on that one, but that's totally fine. And then we have, oh, I believe this is the art book for art prints. Wow, these are gorgeous. Okay, so here's like the main cover. And then we have the inside, but then with like the dream world underneath. Then we have this surrealist upside down world where there are like multiple different rooms being put together and the eye looking in. And then we have flying whales and manta rays. Oh, love that. Any marine themed things, I'm all a fan of. We went to the aquarium on Wednesday. They have 3 days for residents, and that was a treat. All right, and then we have our solo mode book as well. I don't know if I'll be doing a solo party video on this one. It might be a lot to teach and to play through, but depending on how much I love it, we'll see. Like, it's been done in the past. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna put these off to the side for a second, and then we'll proceed to verify the contents and take a look. We have a little cover here, a little cover here. These are sliding out a bit. And so this is one that I considered getting the retail version of, but like even the retail version was so expensive. And I thought like, you know, I might as well just wait for like the deluxe edition if I'm going to be paying out the wazoo for it anyway, right? That was my thought. And there were some like extras like the Nightmare expansion that were a little also expensive to get just retail. And we have one more playmat here as well. I don't know that I'll open it up right now, but just to verify that's there for the contents. This is one of the things that I did see though, and I was like, dang, I need those. I'm obsessed with little containers, tins, bottles, you name it. So I'll be honest, this was a big reason why I wanted the deluxe as well. We have our 4 different little bottles there. We have our 4 different animals. A bulldog, a French bulldog, I'm not sure. We've got a big fluffy puppy, a pinky kitty, and this orange kitty, cats and dogs. And then we have our standees. So looks like we have Freud, maybe, I don't know. And then one other gentleman. And then we have our 4 player standees as well. These are really pretty. And I like the color palette that they used. There's just some pops of color. Okay. Cool. So we'll put those off to the side. Where's the little snapper that goes on it? I've not seen this type of packaging before, where it's not like a thing that goes totally over, where it snaps in, but I can dig it. Ooh, and it looks like we have a lot of stuff in here, so all right, we're gonna just kind of excavate as we go. And let me check the rule book just to see what things we have. All right, so we have our professor figures, we have our ink pot minis. Those are check, and then I'm not sure where the animals are. Are those part of the Nightmares expansion? This might be a bigger, yeah. So we have 4 pet figures, which is part of the Nightmare expansion. I'm gonna do that and this, and maybe we'll set this off to the side so I can like lay out things as we find them. Ooh, I'm running out of space. Oh no. Okay, this might be a bigger undertaking counting through everything than I have time for on stream, but I will definitely show as much of it as I can. Okay, so here are the wooden pet figures for reference. Those are actually really cute. I do like screen printed wooden stuff, but I think they did a good job with the minis. And then we also have our little tokens here. So it looks like these are therapy markers and scoring markers, little tickets and the little, oh my gosh, they're like raised, engraved for the deluxe edition. Super cute. I really like that. It's probably hard to see. Let me see if I can adjust for some of the glare. That's a little better, I think, for those markers. And then we have these. These look like they would be for the Nightmare expansion for sure. Some little Nightmare pieces. So it looks like, I don't even know if this has been, well, yeah, I don't even know if this has been played because those are still in shrink. So we have Dark Insight pieces and a tiny little metal coin. This is the smallest little metal coin, but it's so detailed. That's really cute. Oh, and it looks like there's a little arrow on the bottom, so it's a marker. So a reputation marker, got it. And then we have some fireworks. Little standee for that. Looking to see a fireworks standee. It's literally what it's called in the rule book. Sweet. All right, and then we have we'll check our board. So we have a city map board, a meeting table board, and then for the Nightmare expansion, maybe that's where the other little board is from. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. We do have these interesting boards as well. I'm not sure what they are for our insight dials. Okay, cool. And then let's go over some of the big board stuff. I'm afraid this is gonna fall over. Let's see if I can like. Oh, and on the side of the box too, it has it shows what goes in which trays and how to organize it, which is always very helpful. So maybe I'll use that. All right, but for now, let's see what else we should be looking for. I'm gonna put this here, put these in here temporarily. Okay. It looks like we have some player aids. So there's the free association modules, which we will place over here. There's a lot of stuff. And then we have on one side, case study client effects, and on the other side, routine client effects. And then we have icons for reference. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sets for 4 players makes sense. So that checks out. And then we also have our player board. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And then we have our board, or 2 boards, our city board and our meeting table board. But we have the play mats for those, so that looks good. I'm gonna set these maybe underneath here just to make some more room. There's a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. And then let's delve into the next tray and see what we have. So we have these 4 pet boards, which I'm guessing are for the Nightmare expansion since the pets. So yeah, pets, it's a module. Oh, pet tiles and pet figures, cool. And then we have some of these madness tokens. There should be 28 of them. I'll probably count everything off screen. We'll just get it organized here. We have our, what are these? Little gramophone reference card, and there's going to be a gramophone standee. Check, check. And then we also have some other cards. Man, there's so much stuff. Some stickers. What is happening? Okay, I guess we should look here to see what's where on the actual box. So this is the Nightmares tray. Okay. Maybe? Yes, the Nightmares tray. But I think with like the figures laid out a little bit, the collector's box tray, the Nightmares tray. So this should all be stuff for the Nightmares. So we have those insight dials, and then, oh wait, the cracked insight dials. So is that on the back? Maybe? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But we do have our Freud C&D here that we were looking at earlier, the wooden version of it. We have our little, I don't know what these are. These little blue tokens. Maybe they're part of the free association module. Doesn't look like it. I guess I'll find out what these are later. And then we have a couple other miscellaneous tokens in here as well. Hearts, little like trophy ribbon. Okay. And then we have these tokens, which are mad starting notebook tiles. We have 6 of those. Good, good. Our gramophone. And then these cards might be our wild research cards, it looks like. So we have those in there. I'm just gonna pop them in. Yeah, so these are our wild research cards. And then we also have these cards, which I'm not sure what they are. Maybe they're a rendezvous objective card that come with the free association module. We'll find out, I guess. Scholarly research cards. Oh, maybe that's what they are. Yeah, so it looks like these are the scholarly research cards based on the back. No, maybe not. Okay, so it looks like all the expansion. Oh, and then this would be the nightmares one and stuff. So yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. Yeah, we have our gramophone and then our wild research cards. I'll put those in there like that. All right. And then we have these stickers, which could be for either of these expansions, I'm guessing, depending, but I'll figure that out in a bit. And then we have our uncanny routine client cards and our uncanny case study client cards. We also have some nightmare dream cards, and it looks like these are the illusion dream cards. So we'll just look through those super fast. Okay. So we have, ooh, that's pretty cool. That reminds me of, what's his face from Bloodborne. He's got a cage on his head and you enter his dream. I wonder if that's a subtle reference or if that's based on some Freudian, or if the Bloodborne is a reference to some Freudian shenanigans. And let's see. Mentis? Is that his name? I'm so bad with names. I can watch an entire series like within a week, and then the next day you can ask me the name of the main characters and I would not be able to tell you for most of it. Okay, and then we have our different client. Alrighty. And then the fun part, what everybody wants to see, the dream cards. Super beautiful art. Oh, can't wait. So these look like they're the illusion dream cards or the free association module. Super shiny and pretty. And then we have our 21 nightmare dream cards. Take a peek at those. Maybe I'll put this in between if I can. Nope. Okay. So some really surrealist, beautiful arts, but then we have our iconography on the bottom for what they do as well. Yeah. Anytime I see really gorgeous art, I'm always worried that like, maybe it's just a very art heavy game. But I have heard good things about the actual mechanics as well. So I'm excited. Oh, it's a chow. Very cute. Kitty, kitty. And our little French bulldog there. Alrighty, we'll put those in. I think that's everything that was anticipated to be in that place. Or in this tray, maybe? Let's see. It looks like there might be more stuff, so we'll see. I'll just put the lid on it for now. And then we'll kind of go from there. Pop. Pop, pop. Okay, and I will put this down here. Alrighty. And then we have a lot of extra stuff in here, so I'm gonna try to separate it out and see what's what. Okay, so we have some tiles. Oh, this looks like it's a haunted location gold tile. And then do we have a gold tile for here? No. That should probably go in here with these. I'll tentatively set that there. And then we also have a lot of cards. We have some of our association or our scholarly cards, these cards, some more of these tiles. Then we have these bookish things. Y'all can tell I did my research, right? I didn't have time though, because you know, like a good deal comes up on a game that's gonna be challenging to get, like Kickstarter stuff, and it's like you either just have to buy it or it's gonna be sold out. So I had looked at it a little bit enough prior to know that I was feeling sad about missing out on the Kickstarter. So that was enough for me to say like, hey, if I ever find a good deal on it, I'm just gonna buy it, and worst comes to worst, it's gonna be like the best gift ever for somebody who will love it more than me, or you know, I'll resell it and that'll be that. What's the worst that could happen, right? Okay. So we have some of these air cards and then some of our water cards, all sorts of crazy stuff. And then we have these transparent overlays, which I think are part of the expansion Metamorphosis Grief Layer cards. Okay, sure. So these lay over some of the dream cards, I guess, like these transparent slides. Those are really cool. I like how they're kind of like Rorschach, but they're very colorful. And then we have some more of our scholarly cards. And some of these. Alrighty, almost down to the final layer. A few of these got a little jumbled up in transit, but that's okay. Yeah, it looks like this was never even played. So, I mean, they're lost my gain. I always find it wild how many board games, like people will buy it, take it out of the shrink, but then like never actually play it. Like most of the cards were still wrapped and everything. Maybe they just didn't play the expansion content. I'm not sure. Like the Holoful cards are still in shrink too and everything. It's crazy. Alrighty. Looks like we're getting down to the bottom layers here. Some more of these tiles, some more of these cards, a few more cards, just sorting them out. There we go. Perfect. Nightmare. Metamorphosis cards. Okay, okay. Good, great. And we have some of these other tiles. I'm just going to slot in here in the box for now. And then we have our, okay, so these are the regular dials, and then these are the cracked insight dials over here for the expansion. So I'm just going to put those there for now. And then let's see what else. Oh, there's this one little corner of extra goodies that we have. All right, there's that, and then a couple extra little things here. So I'm gonna remove this final tray, just peek underneath. Ooh, there's like a foil firework dandy, cool. And then I will put this back in. Just wanted to make sure there was nothing else underneath. So for the last little bit of what we have here in the box, and I do think I'm gonna count and like finalize, sort everything off stream. We have our little tokens there. We have these different, let's see actually what it says they are. So those were our district tokens. These are our Tristis tiles. Those are gonna go in here. I like that the insert is colorful too and like matches. We have our little wooden Freud standees. I actually really like these wooden screen printed meeples. I don't know if I'll like them more than the plastic, but I really like that you can see like the expression of their face and stuff. We have a little tray with some of our, what are these? Idea, no, these are not idea pieces. Oh, bright idea tokens, and they are indeed very bright and shiny in there. And then we have, oh, the sleeve for our metamorphosis cards. So we should probably put them in there. And a couple more. It looks like a very vibrant camouflage. We'll slap these in here, I suppose. And we have a lot more cards under there too. Geez. There's some reference cards, more metamorphosis cards. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing that these are the base game ones and these might be the expansion ones. And then we have some of, oh, even more. What? There's so many. Jeez. All right. These might be for the association module or free association. They all have that little scholarly hat in the top corner. So I'm going to have to look into that. We have some more. Let's just peruse some of the art. So these are routine clients and case study clients that we can get from the base game. Looks like. I'm wondering too if I'm going to, like, I need to make a decision on whether I want to just try the base game or whether I want to like mix stuff in. I feel like this would be a good one to try just the base game first and then mix in some of the expansions, but like I'm also very impatient. Like I want to put all the stuff in all the time. The Shady Torbay games, any of the Oniverse games, I always like putting them all in and playing with everything, except I think for Onirim specifically, I have started to leave out the Towers expansion just because it's annoying to me. All right, and we have, ooh, Bunny! That's the card I saw. I was like, yeah, ooh, that's also very beautiful with the white peacock. Wow. Art's so cool, guys. I don't know if you know this. Hot take, I know. All right, excellent. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how those cards operate within like the frame of the game. And we have some of our smaller cards. They're just for, these look like they might be for solo play or something. We have some of these. Let's see, what are these called? Something. Location gold tiles. Makes sense, especially since we're traveling around the city. All right, so I'll put those in here. Right there. And then we have our base game. What are these called? Research cards. Cool, cool. Very, oops, got in there. Very bookish, very newspaper-esque. I love the aesthetic. And then there are a couple more, like there are some different tiles in here as well, which are not super crazy or exciting. I guess I can put this here now. Just some different tiles organized very nicely. And then we have these trays. So we have our office boards. These are super cute. I love that. And our player pieces, whoa, they're so sparkly. Y'all, do you see this? Stop. Oh my God. Okay. So I think these are like all the, those are actually super cute. I do not mind those at all versus the deluxe components. Dang. Oh my gosh, and the screen printed meeples, crazy. We got our like sparkly little tokens. What are these? Why can't I? Oh, insight pieces. That makes sense. We got some neutral and some player colored ones, a little ticket and what have you. Wow, super cool. I love this little tray. Like it all fits in there so nicely. And our office boards go right on top. Hey, sweet. All right, so I think the last thing that I will do before we leave the stream is I do want to check out the holofoil cards. So we should definitely do that, right? Like that's a must. I'm just gonna slap these down here for now. We'll deal with that later. Oh, maybe that's where the insight boards go. That's fine. And oh, they go there. All right, got it. I understand now. So we're gonna put these actually here because these are for the base game. You know, it would be easier for me to just look at the side of the box to see where everything goes, but that would be too easy, right? Too easy. And these actually fit into this tray here. We're gonna pop the corner up there, slot those in. Boom, bam, great. And then we have these friends with the play mat over here. Wonderful. Okay, and then our many, many boards. I'm gonna put the reference sheets in between just so they don't get damaged. Our Nightmares expansion, rulebook, solo rulebook, our art prints. I'll have to find somewhere for these prints. These are so pretty. Wow, super nice. Okay, and then, yeah, this playmat is not gonna fit in there, so we'll just leave that out there. Oh, and I think this was in here probably for some extra padding. Okay, so there's that, and then I will get that later. Last thing we're gonna take a look at is these really pretty hollow foil dream cards. The piece of resistance, if you will. Okay. Ta-da! These are exclusive. So they replace the dream cards for the base game, Unconscious Mind, and Nightmares expansion. Very cool. I've had some mixed feeling about foiling on cards. The Deluxe Arboretum, bad. There's another one, what is it called? There's a dragon game, a 2-player dragon game that I can't think of. Draco Magi. The foiling on the cards was cool, but then they were like different from the base game cards. The printing was slightly off. So I was like, dang, well, I can't mix it in with the other dragons that I have from the expansion. So I guess I'm not using the foil cards, rip. Or I would have to sleeve them in like thick matte sleeves or thick sleeves that aren't completely transparent, but then I don't know, I'm not a fan. Alrighty. So I think these are the same cards, just foil versions of them. So we may see some similar art, but cards themselves will be very shiny. Ta-da! Okay, so here we go. We have, I don't know if y'all can see. That's pretty nice. Oh yeah. All right, so good foiling job on these ones. And that peacock card, I really like that one. Yeah. So these just replace the base game cards. Super pretty. Oh man, am I gonna have to sleeve this? We'll see. Ta-da! Super cool. I wonder how they chose which cards to print for the prints. I wonder if there was like a vote or something, or they just chose ones that they thought would do well. But yeah, there we go. So those are the Hollow June cards. So yeah, pretty different unboxing stream than what we usually do here on the channel, since usually it's like a lot of small and medium-ish games. And instead today it was like one big game. But again, thanks if you were joining live or if you're watching in the future. Huge shout out to Noble Knight Games. Again, without them, would not be able to get as big of a variety of games or as good a deal on games to be able to share with y'all. And again, a little shout out to ButtonShy Games for sending Adventurous. We'll see some content on that soon, and EBC Games for sending Signal. Really excited to delve into that one as well. But that's about all the time we have for today. Hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend or whatever day it is, time it is, wherever you are. And we'll see you next time. Bye.